Welcome to an exciting how to draw video where today I'll show you how to draw Heyzoos the Coked-Up Chicken triple fisting a beer. That's right. He's only got 2 fists, but somehow he manages to drink 3 beers at once. And I'll show you how to draw that in honor of Heyzoos the Coked-Up Chicken issue number 3, which just launched today. Enjoy. All right, what's the best way to celebrate the release of Heyzoos the Coked-Up Chicken issue number 3? With a drawing of Heyzoos double fisting beers, of course. So let's get started. I want to do one where he's looking really weird. But happy. If you're drawing Heyzoos happy, this is a very subtle effect. Curve his beak up a little bit. Just a little bit. Not a whole lot. This is my sketch layer. Once again, he's got his little eyebrow bump there. Helps to put the rest of his face in perspective. Draw the underside of his beak like that. 4 spikes in his hair. There are times I've drawn it with 3 or maybe I've even gone to 5, I don't know. It's 4. That is the appropriate number of hair spikes. All right, working on his arms. Then we're gonna do, I'm gonna put beer steins in each of his hands. Beer steins are fun to draw. Like, they're fairly easy to get right. They're immediately identifiable from the viewer standpoint or the reader standpoint that it's a beer stein, and they just fit well. If the design itself works well with Heyzoos. So I like beer steins because you go with handles. So you just draw his thumbs in there. It's a lousy thumb, but I'll fix it later. Get his thumb in there, wrap it around the handle. 1, 2, 3. Heyzoos has 4 fingers, a thumb and 3 fingers, I guess technically, but 4 fingers, okay? See that? I suppose in order to celebrate the 3rd Heyzoos, I should give him a 3rd beer, but we'll do that last. I'm actually gonna readjust the scale a little bit here. Let's bring that down. I'm in Procreate once again. Working in Procreate. All right. So, beer steins, not too hard. Basically, just start with a rectangle and go from there. It's a cylinder, but so this one's aiming that direction. This one's going back. I don't really have to spend a whole lot of time on the hands for this. Hands are often the most difficult part of drawing, which is why I'll frequently go with modeling on, like, just use a phone and take pictures of my own hands. Again, move the drawing a little bit down here. All right, if you're following along at home, give those beers a lot of foam. I mean, in real life, you try to avoid that much foam, or at least I do, but in comic book world, foam is good. All right, put some splashes. Look at that. It's like you just made a trip to the Hofbrauhaus. I guess I'm going to do a full body Heyzoos. Wasn't sure if I was going to or not, but why not? What the hell? There we go. Stumbling about with 2 beers to celebrate the release of Heyzoos 3. He really needs one more though. But you might notice that Heyzoos does not have 3 arms. Well, we're gonna fix this by mounting a beer on a chain around his neck. Let's see, I'll go around so here I am trying to think of this somewhat reasonably. So it's gonna be on the the handle. It's going to hook on the handle. Clearly this would be a complete mess. So the beer's going to be spilling about everywhere. Got to do like the big Run DMC chain on here. I would say don't try this in real life. Wearing a beer around your neck is, I'm not even sure I've ever done that. I've done the 6-pack on the belt before. That's a convenient way to haul 6-packs around a party, but it's been a while. And you want to make it a 5-pack, so you got 1 pack you can loop your belt through. Speaking from experience. All right, here we go. Heyzoos celebrating Heyzoos 3 with 3 beers. And clearly this one's going to require a straw. But, you know, that's not a problem. You got a straw. So they could, for Heyzoos 4, I'm going to have to give him one of those helmet things with 2 cans of beer and straws going into his mouth. But that's doable. And there will be a Heyzoos 4 next year. 2020 release for that one. Okay. Well, there's the sketch. I think it's ready to ink, so I'm going to throw another layer on top of that. I'm going to drop the opacity of this layer. And I'm going to switch my pens over to my studio pen. And check my pen width here, up that a little bit. Let's do it. Everyone ready? It's time to ink digitally without real ink. Actually, I'm going to do this eye again. It's Heyzoos, so I do not worry about janky squiggly lines at all. See that? Did a little upward tilt there on the end of his beak. Just a hint of a smile. Don't want to go overboard neck because then it looks weird. Just a hint. Using a pretty fat pen line here, which is not what I would normally do for one of the books, but it's all right. It's good for this. All right. There we go. Fill that in with black, fill in his mouth with black, and also his eyeballs. There we go. Now I'm going to go with the arms. I will take those chains out, or take some of the extraneous lines out last. I'm not going to worry about them right now. All right. Like to lay the thing down first. Now, obviously, if I was doing this with real physical media, I'd have to be a lot more careful, but I'm not, so I can just crash right into stuff digital. All right, and do the loop of his body. That was awful because I caught my hand on the iPad screen. I was talking to some friends the other day about how they draw on the iPad, and someone gave me a tip if you want more of a physical pen feel, because with this is very smooth. It glides on the iPad. The Apple Pen glides on the iPad surface. It does not feel like a real pencil at all. I guess you can put some tracing paper or something over your iPad screen. I have not tried this. It doesn't like I just kind of got used to the smooth surface personally, but supposedly a tracing paper, if you somehow get it mounted on there properly, will give you more of a texture or more of a grip when you're, not texture, more of a grip when you're sliding your pen around. All right, we're gonna put some bubbles on there. I'm not gonna do all the details yet. Once again, I might take a different approach if I was doing this for a finished page or certainly for physical media, but here for a drawing video, All right. Sometimes his leg comes out from, well, his belt leg. His feet are attached at a strange place. Let's just say that. I don't know that you always need to show an accurate 3D representation of where his leg is coming out from. Right now it's sort of underneath him, so sometimes I'll bring it more from the front, but for this drawing, let's leave it back there. All right, throw a straw in here. Probably put my hair in the shot there, sorry. Go with the bendy straw and beer. Never use a straw to drink beer, by the way. It just totally screws up the flavor. And chains. Let's see. Got like a simple way to draw chains here. All right. Try to remember the chains are in three-dimensional space. There we go, put that on there. All right, let's go over here. It's a pretty fast chains that I'm drawing, but all right. There we go. Put some splashes. And I'll come back and clean that up later. For one of the books, if I was doing one of the books, especially one of the more complicated ones like Ethel or Omega Ronin or something, probably would go through and do 2 ink layers. As I'm sure you'll see, at least at the end of this drawing, there's still some stuff I could go through and clean up, refine more, but yeah, Heyzoos tends to be a lot more cartoonish than the other characters, especially for a video like this. It's just meant to be a relaxed, fun video. All right, well, that should be about right to start. Here we go. Heyzoos, pass 1 at least. What do we call this, triple fisting? I mean, the one on the chain isn't really a fist per se, but it's all right. It's a little sloppy there on this side of the chain. Why don't we, it's kind of right, that's right in the middle of the drawing, so why don't we clean that up? If it wasn't front and center, I'd probably just let it go, but since it is front and center, let's just clean that up a little bit. Big fat gold chain. His hair is actually going, his hair. What do we call that hair? His spikes. It's going behind his arm there. And this is right in the middle of the, that's right. That's a screw up. I'm gonna take that out. All right. Let's throw some grayscale onto his feet. For the black and white Heyzoos drawings, his feet have a bit of grayscale. And then I'll use a really light grayscale for the beer. It's actually the same template that I use for the Edit Station 1 body. All right, here we go. Oops. Go back to the black ink here. Find peace. Draw your drunk chickens. Find peace. All right, and I suppose put a little bit of a floor pattern on there. All right, whee. Look at all the celebratory lines here. All right, There it is. Celebrating Heyzoos number 3. Which is on my website, classicgameroom.com, or Amazon. Pretty happy with the book. Actually, I thought it worked out well. I gave it, it's sort of like it has 2 stories. It's like you get 2 adventures in it. The main story, which is part of the Lord Carnage saga, so it's pretty big and sweeping and takes place through like multiple books. Then you get a little bit of a little mini adventure where he's reviewing a game called Heyzoos Go, which originally was going to be the whole plot, but I really couldn't figure out how to fill like a 30-page book with it. But it works pretty good for like 7 pages or whatever it is. And I think the whole thing ended up being 45 pages, 55. I don't know. I forget offhand. Well, there you go. Just looking at, see if there's any other lines I want to clean up at the moment, but I think this is good to start. Heyzoos, triple fisting, 3 beers in honor of Heyzoos 3. Thanks for watching. And if you check out classicgameroom.com, you can see actually a lot of, I put up some sample pages on the page to show you what the finished artwork looks like. So, alrighty. Well, he's having a good time, and I hope that you are too. See you later.